All right, so this is a video on how you set a toolpath and how you get a basic setup for your model. Now, this is my basic model. I didn't put all the stuff in it that you're supposed to. But what I'm going to show you is how to select a tool or create a tool or decide what tool. And we're going to be using one of these 1/4-inch square nose multi-flute. Those are actually pretty nice. They have 4 flutes. Maybe I'll get some of them. Either way, that's what we're using on that. So what you got to do is, in order to start this, you're generally in the 3D Models tab, and you generally have this as your browser. What you're going to do is come over here to the Cam tab, and then you should see a tab like this open. And what you want to do is you want to create a setup. Okay. Now, when you're creating this setup, you have some various tabs you have to go through in order to select the right thing. So what you want to do is you want to first click Setup. You want to select your machine. We have a 2.5 axis device, which is what the Maslow is. Select generic 3-axis. Then you want a milling thing, model orientation. Yeah, we want to make sure that we are selecting our Z and X axis. That'll give us the most control. So on your model, you would select first, click there to make sure you're selecting a Z axis, and then click that, and then click your X axis and select the direction of your X axis. All right, and it should make sure that that aligns. Then for our origin, we want a stock box point, because what it's done, what Inventor is doing is it's creating a blank of material that's virtual for us to create the material out of, since we're milling something. And this is the general box around the shape. You want to click a corner, preferably a corner that makes sense, like to have an origin. Do not click the bottom corner, click the top corner. Okay. And then our model, we got to tell it what the model is. It is kind of assuming it, but we got to make sure it's actually knows that that's the model. Model. And then your stock. We don't need to worry about any offsets or anything like that. We are not that precise with our machine, and we are putting a big 4x8 sheet of plywood on there, so we can just leave it at a relative size box instead of being a fixed size box. Basically, that means it's going to draw an imaginary big box around whatever shape you've got on there. Then we're going to click OK, and it's going to have our setup. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to set up a tool now. Okay. So what we need to do is, where is it? Believe. Yeah, we got to actually select a process. Okay, so I'm going to just do a 2D pocket. We'll do a 2D pocket in order to create that surface right there. You generally work from the top surface down, from the center out when you're making your tool paths. So I'm just going to select that one, or select that one. And I got to click over here on this little icon saying tool. And so now I got to find a tool. I'm going to click it. It's going to pop up with a menu. Do a search and type in 1/4 in all tools. And it's going to pop up with all this stuff. So what we want is a 1/4-inch flat end mill, flat mill, scrolling all the way over, blah, blah, blah. Now it's coming up with spindle speeds and cut rates and all that stuff. We don't care about any of that. Okay, we're going to set the feeds and speeds on our own. Inventor wants the tool, like this part, to actually set it. Okay, our router doesn't change. With some better ones, you would be able to change that, but we don't have that problem. We also don't have any coolant, so we're going to go ahead and disable that so that doesn't mess with our G code. So now you know how to select a tool in Inventor. So that's going to conclude this delightful video. All right, take care.